Good morning. So it's Sunday morning, very warm day. I'm out watering the garden. It's okay to work today. I took a Sabbath yesterday on Saturday and rested. Very Orthodox Jewish of me to support my brothers and sisters. Now, by the way, I'm not Orthodox Jewish, I'm Christian, but I support my brothers and sisters of all faiths. And I tried to water the garden. Well, it depends how much it rains. I try to make sure it gets soaked by either rain or watering 2 to 3 times a week as you look out over everything that's growing. You might actually hear in the background, I do a real soaking. I don't sprinkle on top. I try to soak at the roots, not on the leaves. And try to do it in the morning so you don't lose a lot to evaporation. Of course, it's the roots that are drinking the water. This is all the CSA garden as you look around the farm. You'll see here, squash are doing amazingly well. I'm trying to take over the universe. I've been staking the squash leaves a lot, even though the squash they're too heavy, aren't gonna grow too well in the stakes, but at least for the leaves at the top. Because you see, they're taking over the other rows. I got some nice oregano in the corner here. I got a melon growing down here. This is some Brussels sprouts growing. This is a lot of arugula. So this is just since yesterday actually. These suckers are trying to grow down over here. God bless them, but they're a little pushy. So I'm going to try and stake up these leaves just so they can get the full sun during the day and the rain when it comes. We got a lot of potatoes in here that you'll see. Close over there and on this road. We'll probably replant potatoes again in August for the fall. And potatoes are great to store underground for the winter, to eat during the winter, or to help with your 30-day emergency supply of food. Grow your own emergency supply with this pandemic on and all that kind of craziness in the world. Now you see we got trying some two sisters things. We got some corn growing here with beans. The beans are starting to come in wonderfully and grow up the trellis. Started picking Friday. Got a lot of stalks of corn intermittent with, on the ground it is three sisters. We got some sugar babies, watermelon, they aren't coming in yet. Intermittent with beans. Got a lot of tomatoes far in the corner. Some more beans here. Just down there, we got at the end of the row, we got onions. You'll see here, we have amazing lettuce growing, which has been bolting. Now, Mrs. Loving and I have a much wider palette than many, so we actually are not too bad at the beginning of bolting when the leaves get bitter. You can tell the bolting by when they grow up that tall, the lettuce, and then you get the flowers at the top. But in conjunction with our friends on the CSA and on the farm, we are going to start pulling this lettuce and replanting. So we're going to have a fresh late summer, early fall crop. And you'll see we've got about 10 tomato plants down at the end of the rows that are starting to come in. Pick my first cherries. All told, we got about 16 tomato plants. These are going to, all goes well, give us a ton of tomatoes. We hope to make our own sauce and can it for the winter. To go along, we're getting mango squashes. Yellow, green, summer squash. Started zoodling them yesterday, twisting them into noodles, and they're out right now drying in the sun. Once we remove all the water, they'll be stored for the winter and for that 30-day emergency supply. Ultimately, we want to have like at least 3 months of emergency supply ourselves. And down on the end, you see down here, that little Brussels sprout. You see the weeds grow like what? Weeds? But I'm out here weeding. Main thing is not to get rid of all weeds, but make sure all the things I want to grow have a leg up. So I'm weeding around plants, weeding in rows. Got different melons and different herbs all going in there. Over here, started planting fall to winter crops. Actually see some collards down there coming in. Those are some turnips right there. These are a lot of my later tomato plants, which will come in a month or two. A little pineapple mint, some melons, got some little tatsoi. This is some endive coming in, another started fall green plant to come in the fall. We're going to do succession planting, by the way, in the spring. See that big mound? It just looks like plants. Well, that's all manure compost. Just tons, probably a ton of manure compost under there. So in the spring, don't say the names, my friends spread out manure compost all in here. Sustainable agriculture, replace the nutrients that are used each year. Do rotation of crops too, to not plant different crops in each place. because different crops use different nutrients. And our Amish friends came over with their tractor and just tilled it all together. One of the reasons we get such lushness here is just each summer, you see some nice kale being eaten for salad, some great salad, bowl salad, nice and rich. This one's getting up and ready to bolt. See that? I clip off the tops, so as soon as it flowers, it bolts and gets bitter, so to keep the flowering at bay, but it still will get there. We got a lot of red beets in there with weeds. Get them out too. Eat beet greens, they're really good for you. Chard is really good for you. You get nitric oxide from them, which really helps the immune system. Some studies about 10 years ago said actually helps with coronavirus. They're doing studies now at Ohio State and Mass General to confirm that. Look it up on Rich Roll or Rip Esselstyn's podcast. I gotta go because this is getting too long and I gotta do some more watering. There's my favorite view out of the pasture where the cow is at. It's a grass-fed beef pasture. So big old monster cows come over and say hi and lick my ears and I tickle their tummies. And then look at that. Oh man, that lush green. Vertiginous, mother. Vertiginous. There you go. Peace.